Hi there, you're very welcome to Bray Wanderers Club Call edition number 9. And today I'm delighted to welcome a former Seagull, Pierce Sweeney. Pierce, you're very welcome.
Thanks, Vince.
Pierce is home on holidays from Exeter and he's giving himself his time, so we appreciate that, Pierce. Thank you very much indeed. Well, let's go back to the start. 11 years ago, he signed for Bray at the very young age of 17. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it was a bit of a strange kind of couple of years leading up to that. I had an opportunity to go to England that I decided not to go, and I got a phone call off, I think it might have been Keith Long or Pat Devlin to come down and sign for Bray Wanderers. Started off playing for the under-19s and then got thrown in at the deep end, maybe debut away at Richmond Park against St. Pat's at 17, and then yeah, the rest is history from there.
And you played in the Santa Cup against Glentoran, didn't you?
Yeah, that was an experience to say the least. I was a young kid going up there, and I remember stones getting thrown at our bus windows going into that ground and stuff. So it was a real surreal experience playing up there against Glentoran, and it was a bit of a feisty game. I think it came on for 15 or 20 minutes at the end. So yeah, I kind of grew up really quick after that. So it was a fantastic experience.
I wouldn't say you wanted to come off the bench that night because it was a horrible night of rain. It came down.
Yeah, I did. Well, I'd like to think I'd always want to come off the bench, but I think that night it wasn't a pleasant game. Like you said, the rain was pouring down, and it was a bit of a nasty game. But yeah, one that I'll always remember.
You played just 14 times for Bray before you moved across, but having come back now and watched League of Ireland football, how much better do you think League of Ireland football is quality-wise now than it was back 11, 12 years ago?
Definitely, yeah. I think even in the first division, I was down here a couple of weeks ago watching Bray against Waterford, and to even have a couple of full-time clubs in the first division shows kind of where the leagues have gone in this country. I think a lot of lads have come home from England and signed for some clubs in the Premier Division, and that's obviously going to bring the standards up and bring the fans into the gates. And I think if you look at the likes of Ardmore Rovers, St. Pat's, they're getting big crowds every week. I think the crowds here are bigger than I had when we were here, and that kind of shows where the game is at in this country. And you'll probably see tonight there'll be a couple of hundred young kids here, so it kind of shows what's happening in the league, and it's only going to benefit the first division and the Premier League.
After your 14 games with Bray, you signed for Reading. Reading then were in the Premier Division. That must have been very exciting for you. And how did it come about?
Yeah, it happened all very, very quick. I didn't know much about it until kind of last minute. I didn't really know what was going on. Flew over to Reading, met the people there, met the manager, Brian McDermott at the time, and all the chief executives, and kind of just have a look at the place. And I kind of just felt at home there. I felt like they wanted me there. I felt like they loved me. So yeah, it was an easy decision then. And this man was only 17 at the time. I was still a young kid, and to go over there, and I needed a place that was kind of homely, and I knew they would look after me, and they did really well. After
Reading, you moved to Exeter. Now Reading let you go. You were a free agent. How come Exeter?
Good question. I don't really know. The link that I had with Exeter was the manager, Brian McDermott, came back, and so it's funny because he was the one who signed me, and then he came back 4 years later, and he was the one who released me. So he was quite friendly with the then manager Paul Tisdale at Exeter, and one of my good friends had already signed at Exeter. So it was literally a phone call from Brian McDermott to Paul Tisdale to basically let me come and train. Paul Tisdale didn't like the word on trial. He just liked the word come and train. So I went and trained for the whole of pre-season, and I've been there ever since. 7 years later, and I'm still there.
No, you're not. You didn't stay there all that time. You left for a week. Come on, explain that one. You left for 1 week. sign for somebody else, and then come back 7 days
I
later.
thought I was going to avoid that question. I made the decision to leave Exeter at the time, and I chose a club and that wasn't in the best conditions. But they're doing okay now, and it's worked out well for me.
It's worked out well for you in Exeter, that's for sure. You went back. Exeter got promoted. Got promoted a couple of games before the end of the season. And then on the final day of the season, you missed out on the title by a few minutes, really, because in real time you were leading at one stage. It must have been a thrill, though, to get promotion and get it straight away without having to go through the playoffs.
Yeah, it's been the bane of my life, the playoffs, ever since I've come to Exeter. But yeah, we beat Barrow at home on a Tuesday night with 2 games to go. Got promoted, and we missed out on the league title by goal difference on the last day. You could hear our fans cheering and celebrating in the stands. I think Forest Green needed to lose against Mansfield. Our fans were celebrating halfway through the game, so we kind of had a little bit of an inkling what was going on. But listen, Forest Green were 15 points clear with about 5 or 6 games to go. So we were unlucky there, but we'll take promotion all day.
Last year you moved up, you were made captain, and then you won Player of the Year. That must be really exciting for you.
Yeah, it was. I had a good season personally. Obviously, as a club, we stayed in League One, which was a big achievement for the club. A change of manager midway through the season was a little bit of a bump in the road, kind of getting used to new tactics, new faces and stuff. So, on a personal note, it was a good season. Little bit nervous going to League One as you never played that level before, and there was a couple of big clubs in the league. But listen, we held our own. I held my own, and we kind of stayed up pretty comfortably in the end.
Look, time has run out for us, but a final question for you. If any young fella now was offered the chance to go to England, would you advise him to go or stay?
Listen, I'm never going to tell a young footballer not to go and play in England. It's every young lad's dream, especially from Bray, to go and play in England. And if they ever get the opportunity, once the feeling's right for them, once the club is right and they get a good feeling about the club and the people, I'll always advise them to go, because it's the best place in the world to play football.
Pierce, thanks again for taking time out for your holidays to join us. We'll be back again in a couple of weeks with Bray Wanderers Club call. Until then, bye bye.